If you are interested in both real estate investing and trading because you're searching for multiple streams of income to build that wealth, build your freedom of time, then this video I hope can shed some light into how these two things can exist at the same time. So on YouTube, Doug says, "Hey Clay, first time watching, and I heard you say you also have a real estate business." Which, depending on how new you are to the channel, yes, I do have a real estate investing business. And if you want to learn more about it, I'll put a link down below to this video and I explain more of my real estate business and my actual strategy. So now Doug then goes on to ask more so the meat of the question. I have a few rentals and I'm looking to scale, but I'm struggling with balancing my trading and real estate. Could you touch on how you balance between those two? A very good question, Doug, and yes, I would be happy to. Now, we got to set up a little bit more kind of broader context because real estate investing, very, very broad term, just like trading is a very, very broad term. So we need to narrow down each of these. So for me, my real estate investing is more hands-off. It's more of kind of going on in the background, but I am still involved with it. But it's not like you would see on a TV show where they're flipping and it seems like those guys are involved every step of the way. That's not the type of real estate I'm doing. Mine is much more hands-off. But let's say that that's actually what I'm doing. So let's just pretend, for argument's sake, because let's take more of an extreme form of real estate investing, where from a time standpoint, my time is really tied up in the daily thing because I've got to make sure the contractors are there. I got to make sure that I'm finding good deals, but I'm very, very active. So I'm in there a whole lot from a time standpoint. So how could that type of real estate investing still be balanced with day trading? I was one step ahead of my, could be balanced with trading. Well, even with that, you have day trading and swing trading. But what I'm going to go about, and to answer your question, I'm doing more so the day trading, which as I'll show you, you can fit into even the busiest of a real estate investing, type of approach where you're just hands-on all the time. And to better illustrate what I mean, let's just take a look at this software that I use that tracks my trades. But this is over a course of this exact data set of 439 trades. So this is not some sort of like in theory thing. This has happened over a whole lot. And this is, like I said, just a particular strategy within the trading. But what I want to focus on here is my hold times. So my average hold time of the trade, if it's a winning one, is half a minute. My average hold time, if it's a losing trade, is 2 minutes. Now you probably see where I'm headed with this, is that day trading, you don't need to be putting in vast amounts of time. Now, yes, you need to learn, you need to dedicate yourself in that regard, but I'm talking about once you get your strategy, once you get the proper approach, then it's not going to require that you sit there for hours and hours on end in order to be a trader. You can be a trader in very, very small amounts of time like I just showed you. But I realize, okay, Clay, these are kind of some stats, but like, what does that actually look like? So let me walk you through a couple situations that show just how quick a trade can be done. Now, before I get to this actual trade, I do want to walk you through a previous trade that I just made, and for an amount of, down here, as you can see, $80. But the nice thing about my platform is that it will walk you through the times of the trade. So you can see this initial trade right there at 9:45 and 25 seconds, I bought. And then at 9:45 and 29 seconds, so not to insult your math intelligence, but 4 seconds later, I was out for the $80. So 4 seconds, $80 in my pocket. Now, I also want to be very upfront and transparent. Don't expect every trade to only take 4 seconds and put $80 in your pocket. That's not my claim. My claim is that, and you saw the stats, on average, yes, they are over 4 seconds, but it's not like it's 4 minutes. It's not like it's 40 minutes or 40 hours. I mean, these are times that you could compact into a real estate investing business that requires a lot of your time. But now let me show you one and how fast it can actually work in the real world. So right there, I am now in. So if you want to scroll back, you can, but that white turned to green, which means I am now in the position. Now, what I want you to pay attention to is I'm going to throw in the order, and this will be white. So you'll see a white order here for just a split second, but that white order is going to turn green very, very quickly. So I'll play it again. So did you see that? White to green very, very quickly. And this amount over here went from 80 up to 170. So once more, not to insult your intelligence, but that was a $90 gain in all of a few seconds. So just few seconds, $90 move in my favor. And I just want to reiterate, I'm not saying this is going to happen every single time, but it does happen, and immense amounts of time are not required. But even let's just push this a little further. Let's say instead of that first one being 4 seconds, let's call it 4 minutes. And that other one, we'll just call it, instead of a few 3 seconds, we'll call it 3 minutes. Still, the question for you becomes, whatever sort of real estate investing you're doing, could you fit a 4-minute, 5-minute type trading? Now, yes, you have to search and find them, so that takes some time too. But what I'm getting at here is trading to make worthwhile money does not require hours and hours of your time. And well, Clay, $170 that you just showed, that's still not worth my time. And that's fine, but I mean, there's ways where, you could always increase position size if you want to try to get more gains. Of course, that also carries with it more risk, but that's up to you and your personal risk tolerance. My point here and my argument in just answering the question of balance is that don't assume that day trading needs to take a large chunk of your time. But like I said, this sort of becomes moot if you just are doing more of a passive real estate investing like I'm doing. But even if you're doing a very active one, you can still fit in the day trading because, as you just saw, it's not going to take a whole lot of time. So that's how I balance is first off, it's not a challenge because like I said, I do the passive, but even if it was active, I'd still be able to balance it just because the type of day trading I'm doing is not requiring hours and hours out of my schedule. So I hope this helps, Doug. I hope this helps anybody else that's wondering. And if you are interested in real estate investing, that's fantastic. What real estate investing is, it's probably, I might even enjoy it more than trading, but that's a tough battle and maybe for another video. But as far as how you balance it, this is how I would approach it. And this is what I would encourage you to think about. First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick, before you go, I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event, whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only one losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up as it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.